is Darrell J. Haire, but my friends and family in Fayetteville call me D.J. Haire all of my life. I'm a native of Fayetteville, North Carolina. I am in my 12th term, my 22nd year with the city of Fayetteville, District 4, and I'm a Fayetteville native. I grew up off of Washington Drive, right across the street, of course, from our new health center, and went to elementary school in a school building that's torn down now called Nubo Elementary School, right up the street on Washington Drive. I went to Washington Drive Junior High School, Ferguson, and then of course, senior high school, I went to Terry Sanford. Working within my family's business was my first job. I grew up I am a second generation, third generation entrepreneur. My father was one of the first black contractors in Fayetteville to get a license in Fayetteville, which was kind of difficult back in those days. So he raised his children in the business. So me and my siblings, we grew up in the general construction business here in town and throughout North Carolina, but here in town. Who has been my most inspiration has been my father. My father, the late Dr. W.J. Haire Sr. I still miss him today, and he's been deceased over 40 years. He reminds me in the spirit realm, so much comes back to memory. If I'm saying something, if I'm somewhere, even if I'm ministering, if I'm speaking to a room full of constituents or residents, I think about him. When I walk around some of the properties that the family once owned, now that I own, I think about him quite often. Even my office, my rental office that I have, is the same desk that he had. What is my favorite music? I have to say it's jazz. I have loved and appreciated jazz. I guess it has run and trickled down through the family. My father was not only a gospel guy, but he is a jazz guy. Outside in my vehicle, if you pop on my radio, it goes straight to jazz. Yeah, watercolors. Keep looking up. And that's a motto that I have used. Never really thought about it as a motto, but because of my background and my having a strong faith walk, when I'm in any kind of situation, I'm always looking up, asking the Lord to guide me, to help me with the situation. And I share that all the time. Keep looking up, guys. Even if I see some depressing or happy things on social media or some people that I may come across in conversations, I say, well, hey, just keep looking up. I came back to Fayetteville in 1995. When I came back home from the state of Delaware, I saw some of the conditions, for example, in the Murchison Road corridor, which I grew up, that were the same. This was so wild. And I said, man, that building should have been torn down, or this should have been improved, and on and on and on. I kind of went back and forth. Didn't know anything about serving. Very involved politically, but didn't know anything about personally serving. And I began to talk to residents in the neighborhood, up and down on the Murchison Road corridor. And I'll never forget Dr. Johnson, that served as probably our first black at large, and I think Mayor Pro Tem for the city of Fayetteville. We began to have that discussion. He says, Haire, I think you ought to run, son. You're the right one. And that's how it started, and I'm still here today. When growing up, one thing maybe people may not know about me, and growing up the way that I was raised, as far as I stated, in a Christian home, based home, it was planted in me as a kid, the gift, the seed of giving back. It was birthed, it was given. My parents did it. That has grown inside of me over the years. And it has helped me learn to love and to share and to give back to my community. And if there's anything that I hope that I have shared with people, I hope and I pray that they genuinely know that I love them and I care for my communities and my districts and my neighborhoods when I go out there. Best advice, I still hold it dear. Trust in the Lord. It may sound as a cliche to many folk, but this is truly how I live. What you are hearing and seeing from me today, you never catch me any other kind of way. I believe in the Lord, I trust in Him, and I try my best to leave my life. I mean, I make my errors and my mistakes, but I try to leave a decent moral life in the sights of others or just alone at home with baby girl, with my wife and I and family. I try to live that moral, decent, God-fearing life.